Hi, hello, and welcome to my channel. Can you believe it? I'm sober for this video. Today's video is going to be something that nobody requested, but I've wanted to do for a long time, and I finally got to a space where I feel like I now have something to offer and I can make this video. And it's going to be the tattoo video of where you go and kind of show your tattoos and explain them. I love watching those, and I love seeing the designs, where they are on the body for inspiration. I love hearing about the artist, the experience, how it feels, does it hurt, what it means, and all that jazz. So, if you would like to see me and hear me talk about this stuff, then stay tuned. So this little munchkin right here was the first one I got. I want to say I was like 19 when I got it. First tattoo ever. Worst location for the first tattoo ever because this one hurt so bad. I think realistically out of all of my tattoos, yeah, this one I think hurt the most. Or maybe I was just so horrified by the fact that this is what people do for fun that I was just like, this hurts so bad, why? This one I got with my sister, and it says sister in English, yes, which a lot of people don't understand. It's just like a really drawn out cursive, and over the years it's kind of, it was done with a thick needle to begin with, and like this always kind of connected anyways, but over the years it's kind of, you know, gotten a little bit more blown out, just how line work does eventually, kind of ends up bleeding. And it says sister, and then it's her birth year in Roman numerals. To this day, still love this tattoo, and I think the key to that feeling is making sure to get tattoos that you have a story behind, it has some kind of meaning, and just like it's in a place where I look at it all the time, but it's still one of my favorite tattoos. And like my sister is my favorite human on earth, and just looking down at this constantly makes me think of her, and I love that. Second tattoo, this one's gonna be really interesting. I don't even know. I mean, I'll insert a photo, but I guess I can try and show you. So this is the second tattoo that I ever got done. It was done in Thailand. It's a traditional bamboo stick and poke tattoo. It was done by someone who's been trained for years to do traditional Thai tattoos. That is his whole life. It wasn't done in like a tattoo studio. The story with that is I went to Asia after a tough breakup, and I wanted to signify my journey there. So that tattoo means, that mantra relates to what I wanted it to mean, which is to let go of the past and move on. And I met this girl at the elephant sanctuary that I was at, and she had a whole bunch of tattoos done by him. She's like, he's amazing, you're going to that area, hit him up and, you know, see what he says. So I kind of took a chance because it was not something that I had set super far in advance. I'll leave his link down below if anyone's traveling to I think it was Phuket that I got this done. I want to say it was Phuket. So I found him on Instagram. I sent him a message, and obviously if he's not following you, you tend to get lost in the messages where they have to accept you. And I sent that message, and I was like, if this is meant for me, I will end up getting a response back from him, and I will be able to get on his books and have it happen. So, and that did happen. So he reached back out to me and he said, hey, come on this day. And I did. And we basically talked about what I wanted my tattoo to mean and which shape from the different shapes that they have I wanted. Because you can do like tigers, you can do the castles, you can do the straight line ones like I did. There's a whole bunch of different types that go within Thai religion. It was really interesting because, first of all, that is the least painful tattoo that I've ever gotten done. And then it was really cool because he prayed on the instruments beforehand. He prayed on my tattoo afterwards to give it meaning and life. And just having that on my body has always pushed me to, do we know what it means to let go of the past and move on? The past is the past for a reason, and you gotta keep going forward. And just having that on my body is a constant reminder, and it's a constant like shifting me into the right lane type of tattoo, and I need that on my body, I guess, to be the best that I can be. So love that tattoo. I think it's really cool, and I think it's beautiful to have some kind of memory from this trip that I can always kind of look back and just appreciate what I learned, what I've been through, and to keep pushing forward. After that, I feel like I didn't get any tattoos for a couple years, and then I got, guess I'm gonna have to just get naked in this video. That's my third tattoo. It's a mandala. So my sister and I both wanted to get this tattoo. Well, we both wanted to get a mandala, and we looked into a whole bunch of different options, and I think maybe I suggested doing like a lotus mandala because I wanted it to kind of signify something. And a lotus, you know, comes from mud and it grows into this beautiful and ornate flower. So it kind of means that you can really be in the lowest low and be in a really shitty situation and still come out to be beautiful and elegant and, you know, just to be your best self. And I feel like a lot of my tattoos really do stand for that. And because it's another tattoo with my sister, I love it. I do not recommend this guy to get tattooed by. He was a dick. He literally looked at my arm and was like, your arm's too fat to get a tattoo. And I was like, oh, okay. Thanks. I'm gonna like cry about my fat arms later. This is probably my least favorite tattoo, and the only reason why I do love it is because my sister and I have the same one, but there's a lot of different memories that are attached to it that are really crappy, but also just the artist didn't redraw it. He picked it off of Pinterest and like printed it out and put it on the body and like was rude as well, and just like didn't do a good job. The font, like the lines aren't even. The shading's not even, the dots are not even. I'm a perfectionist and I would want, you know, like this is on my body for forever, so I would want a tattoo to be as perfect as possible, and he just didn't give two fucks. So we'll not be listing him down below because he does not deserve to tattoo. He's just a jerk. Then after that, didn't get tattoos for another couple of years, and this brings me to the current time. So last year when I moved to Nashville, I wanted to commemorate my moving to Nashville being stubborn enough, and it was also my 25th birthday, and I'm a Taurus, so I got this little baby right here. This is a single needle tattoo, and it was the first single needle that I got. So like I just said, this tattoo stands for my stubbornness, being 25 years old, being able to break out of my shell and go and do the things that I really want to do. And I felt like that was such a big year and such a big moment for me that I wanted something to encompass all of that and be on my body to constantly remind me that I can do it and that I can be who I want to be and do all the things that I want to do. But also over the time, this tattoo has gained a whole new meaning. My friend who did the tattoo, well, I met him when he was doing my tattoo and became really good friends. He ended up passing away last year. And now I not only get to look at this and think of how I can achieve anything that I want to, but I also get to look down and see him and his work, and I was very blessed by his presence in my life, and I learned a lot from him, and just let me just not cry about it. Yes, he was a friend for a pretty short amount of time considering, but he drastically made me think in different ways, and just he was such a beautiful and warm human being, and it just is so sad to have lost him, and I know a lot of people feel that way, so I will leave his link down below. He did some fucking phenomenal work, and I just would want everyone to see it and to appreciate it for how amazing he was. And they are keeping his Instagram page live. I think one of his friends is kind of sharing things that he's tagged in, if anyone tags him in tattoos that they've got done by him, or just kind of resharing his memories from the stories that he's posted. So that page is still up and going. So yeah, really love this tattoo. And then he also did this right here. Yeah, you can tell, you can see it this way. So this is a coordinates tattoo. He also just did single needle tattoos. So this is also single needle. The bull in this took 3 hours, I want to say, to do. And then, yeah, this is coordinates to where my niece was born, because she's the light of my life. So the last two tattoos I actually got done pretty recently, maybe about a month ago, maybe not even. They're not all the way healed up, probably at this point, I don't know, but I wanted to include them because I love them so much. So this says the bee's knees. So I wanted to get this tattoo done because after many, many years of learning about myself and getting to a space where I'm comfortable with myself and owning who I am and trying to be the better person and trying to be the best version of myself, I learned that there's always going to be people that don't value you, and it's okay. That doesn't say anything about you. It says everything about them, and that's kind of where this idea came from, because I used to say to a lot of my friends, you're the bee's knees, or to the bee's knees, because that means that you're just freaking phenomenal and you deserve to be known as that. And so I wanted to get this tattooed on my body as a constant reminder, hey, you know, here's that logic again. That just signifies the need to continuously grow and be better, but also to remind yourself that if someone doesn't think you're the bee's knees, they can get the fuck out. There's the door. Exit. Thank you. Don't waste my time. And I mean, it took me a really long time to understand that through friendships and relationships. You deserve people who are good people in your life that are gonna think that you're the damn bee's knees and that are gonna do everything to show you that constantly. So the last tattoo that I got was this puppy right here. Well, actually got this and then that is the same session. She did this first and then that. So technically this is the last tattoo I got. But this is the most controversial tattoo that I have, and I feel like my parents are gonna disown me once they like really see what it is. And I've gotten into good amount of conversations with people and friends over, you know, the kind of negative connotation that finger tattoos have. And I am just this controversial human being, I guess. I don't know. I just like to not live by the societal rules, I guess, as much as I can, you know, within limits. And I've wanted a finger tattoo for so long. I find them also really attractive on men. And I just think tattoos are art. Like, really, they're art. But I got the snake on my finger to signify a lot of things. So the idea to begin with for me was snakes shed their skin all the time, and I think it's important to constantly shed your skin and evolve and become a new and better version of yourself all the time, because if you're not growing, you know, you're stagnant. I don't like to be stagnant. But I saw this and I then even more so connected to the snake. It says, long ago in ancient times, before a great imbalance between masculine and feminine occurred, long before the earth and the woman became a commodity to be owned, used and abused, the serpent was not a symbol of evil, but deeply honored and recognized as a friend and a helper of the beloved great mother goddess. Snake's teachings are vast. Her tendency to stay even close to the earth reminds us to stay grounded and true to the soil that nurtures us and to trust. Snake teaches us to regularly shed our skins of old beliefs and patterns that no longer serve our highest good. That was like what obviously I initially was attracted to. She teaches us the art of transformation, death, and rebirth. She teaches us strength, perseverance, and loyalty. She teaches us survival, how to hunt, and to be patient when we must. She's a true friend to the wild woman. I'm a wild woman. I've got my snake friend. This was actually written by the girl who made these earrings, so I will also list her profile down below. And I got this tattoo done by an amazing girl. Her name's Rachel. True Eden, I think, is her studio. She is phenomenal. I really like her as a human being. She's really cool. We like connected instantly. And she did an amazing job. She doesn't do single needle, which I feel like it's pretty rare to meet single needle tattoo artists. She can do single needle, but she doesn't enjoy it as much. So she does the level up from single needle, so it's like the 3 needles that meet in one point. So line work is really clean, really good. I'm obsessed with my snake tattoo. I love it. It's very nice and petite. I mean, I have the tiniest hand. It's pretty hard to do a tiny tattoo like this, and by pretty hard I mean fucking nearly impossible, and she nailed it. Okay, so I lied. I have another tattoo, and I guess I'm gonna get undressed for this one again. So I got a little palm tree done in Fort Myers, Florida. I wanted to get a tattoo to signify my time that I spent in Florida, because it was a really long time and that's where my parents live, and it's just something that was very much so part of me and part of who I am, and I wanted to signify my time there. And then eventually on this arm I'll do a pine tree for Lithuania, and that's kind of like the balance between the two parts of me, I guess the opposing sides, because I'm just a very big mix of very different things that make no sense. So I really love the artist. He did a good job. He also said that is the damn tiniest tattoo I've ever done. So it's funny because TJ said that, Rachel said that, Ali said that when he did my my lettering of the coordinates. So if I had $1 for every time I've been told that, I'd have $3. Eventually, probably more, because I'm just a tiny girl and I like tiny tattoos, and it's like to do a tiny tattoo is pretty damn hard, especially if you want a lot of detail like this has. Like if you look at the palm trees, and he faded out the trunk, and yeah, he did a really awesome job because it's not perfect all the way through, like around, it's not symmetrical, so it actually looks like a real true palm tree, which is what I wanted, and I love it. And I will also list him down below just in case you're ever going through Florida and want to get a tattoo by an artist that actually fucking loves the shit that he does. And I very quickly want to just kind of wrap this video up by mentioning prices. I think the most expensive tattoo that I've gotten done was the one by Ali. I want to say like I paid for the 2 that he did probably like $400 plus a tip. I always tip tattoo artists. And then the one on my back ended up being like maybe $100. The wrist one, not sure. It was super cheap in Lithuania forever ago. The one on the back I think was 150 euros. Rachel's both tattoos ended up being $250 overall, I want to say. I don't really recall. And then this palm tree was $100. And if you want like a tattoo aftercare, hit the like button. I will do a whole video and kind of let you know what has worked the best for me and what I've liked the most and what products I've used. And yeah, so that's all that I have to say. All the information you would ever want to think of will be listed down below. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. And stay tuned for my thoughts on the finger tattoo because that seems to be a hot topic right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.